We were able to spend whole days with each other. And we did. We went to the pool, took night walks in the park, movie nights, binged anime and her favorite shows, cooked meals together. I met her family, was awkwardly invited to her sister's wedding, which I politely turned down, and even more awkwardly enjoyed dinner with them. After which, we snuck out onto the roof of her house to watch distant 4th of July fireworks. Honestly, they were magical times. Quiet and comfortable. But it was always there, nibbling away at the back of my mind. The doubt, the unshakable suspicion that I was doing something wrong, that this was wrong, that I was wrong for her. It ate at me when we were away from each other, relaxing only when we reunited the next day. And like I said, I was afraid to ask if it was just me. Afraid to ask about her side in all this. All my questions were instead turned inward. And the only other person I could turn to was Elise. She was the only other person who understood just how emotionally messy our situations were. And yes, I mean our situations. But I'm not at liberty to comment on her side of things. But those doubts couldn't stay hidden forever. Not for me, and not for Lotus either. One night, during one of our walks in the park, we sat down and got to talking. Years later, I don't remember what we talked about, or at least I don't know how it started. It definitely became about us, how she felt about me, what we were doing wrong, before becoming silence that had slipped from comfortable to anxiety-inducing. All I remember definitively is that afterwards I walked her back to her car, bade her goodnight, and made my own way over to my own, just further along the path. I realized that on that warm, early summer night, I'd had my arms crossed, was holding myself and shaking. She must have seen that before she left because she got back out of her car and caught back up with me to give me a cheeky, cheery little peck on the lips before taking off. It was sweet, and I felt a little better about us, but only for a moment. Because in 1 or 2 weeks' time, I was to go on a 2-week-long road trip with my family. As I said, I was already uneasy about our relationship whenever we weren't together, but 2 weeks? Something inside me looked upon that period of absence and distance and shook with some undefinable fear. I shook off the feeling, told myself I was being ridiculous and dramatic. I didn't want to put it into words back then, but I had it in my head that our relationship wasn't going to survive those 2 weeks.